When I first started publishing on YouTube earlier this year, I thought it'd be really easy, take my skills as a SEO specialist getting websites to the top of Google and just use it on YouTube to get to the top of YouTube video search. But frustratingly, as you can see here, I was only getting 93 views, 48 views, 49 views. Even though these videos have been online for 8 months, they're not collecting views from YouTube search. And that's because I was making a really dumb mistake that I really should have known, but I guess no one really told me about. And now that I've fixed this, you can see my videos here getting 100,000 views, 25,000 views, 15,000 views. And actually, if you click into them here, you can see they're getting views really quickly. Every single day, you can see this one is actually getting thousands of views over the course of its life and always growing. And so in this video, I want to show you my 4-step plan that I use to find video topics, optimize them for YouTube search, and guarantee that you get views, subscribers, more YouTube revenue for the long term, not just when the algorithm decides to send you viral or pop off a video for you. So step 1, finding video topics. Now, people have 2 big mistakes here. Either they just go ahead and make the content they were going to make anyway and try and optimize for search terms afterwards, which is really hard to do because if your video isn't naturally something people would search for, it's going to be really hard to get it to show in search results that don't really exist. Or number 2, they think they've got a video that's definitely hundreds or millions of people are searching for this topic, but it's super competitive and you're competing with tens or hundreds of other videos to try and rank at the top of the video results, which is really hard because you're never going to outmuscle some of the bigger channels making these high volume search term videos. So to combat that, I'm going to start by showing you 7 different ways that you can find video topic ideas that if you do this, it will give you video ideas for months, if not years. You could have hundreds of ideas by the end of this process that are almost guaranteed to get you views in the short, medium, and long term. So the first thing I want you to do is open a spreadsheet or a Google Doc, because this is what we're going to fill with our research. We're going to fill it with keywords. And keywords are it's a fancy term for the words or the search terms people are putting into the YouTube search bar here. So, if someone was to put how to make money online, that whole string of words would be a keyword. So you could take that if it was a video we were going to go after and put it into our Google Doc. But we're going to get a bit more smart about how to find these keywords. Now, I'm assuming you already have a topic or a sort of theme for your channel, so that will narrow down your research. Now, the first place I like to start looking for these keywords that I can add to my list is in my actual YouTube analytics, because there's a hidden section that gives us our own data that no one else can see. So if you go into analytics and you scroll down and you click see more, you'll get this chart of all your content, your views, all the data. And on the left here, we want to go to breakdown and we want to click traffic source. Now in traffic source, you'll see where your views on your videos are coming from, whether they're coming from browse features, from YouTube search or elsewhere, external. Because remember as well, we're not just optimizing for YouTube search. YouTube videos also show up in Google search. They show up in ChatGPT and AI answers. So we can get views from everywhere, not just directly on YouTube. But in this case, I want to click on YouTube search here, because this is going to give me my keywords specific to my channel that people are finding my videos with. You can see at the top here some of my top videos and the keywords that people are using to find them. And we can scroll down and find more and more opportunities and ideas in here. If you want to go even further, you can actually download this view into a Google Sheet and start siphoning off keywords and ideas from here. Now, we have to be careful straight away because obviously I've already made videos on some of these subjects. So what I'm looking for are keywords that my videos are getting views from, but I haven't really made a video that's perfectly tailored to that subject or quite optimized to that subject, and I can go and make a better one. So I'm not really looking at some of the views at the top here because I've already got videos on these subjects, which is why they get good views. What I'm doing is probably scrolling down and trying to find ideas in here that I don't have content on. So when I'm going through this list, I'm thinking about what videos I've already got and what search terms don't quite match up to them. So there could be one in here, perplexity versus Gemini, that I don't actually have a perfect video on that subject, so it might be a good one to start adding to my list. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this list. I'm probably going to open up this spreadsheet as well and go and start pulling out keyword ideas at the moment, just that I might want on my list. So in here, we might say AI tools for business, because my channel is a lot about talking about AI tools, marketing, online business, that sort of stuff. So I'm keeping that in mind when I'm looking through these subject ideas. Now, if you've got a new channel or there's not really any useful data in there that you can use, then we need to use external ways to find these keyword ideas. And there's several free tools with paid upgrades, but the free tiers should give you plenty of ideas as well. We'll start with this first one. It's called Answer Socrates, and it's literally going to give you the questions and keywords that people are asking everywhere around the web. And although it's not necessarily unique to YouTube or YouTube specific, often people are asking similar questions in Google, in AI, as they are asking in YouTube queries. So I really like this way to find ideas. I usually set it to the United States, and let's say we had one about Perplexity earlier, which is an AI tool. We can put our main topic or our main seed keyword in there and run a search. And when we run the search, we're going to get 1,327 questions that people are asking around the web that they need answers to. And so we can start going through these questions and these different areas of these tools and start picking stuff out. Now, one of the things you get as well, if you do have paid versions of these tools, you get the added benefit of adding some metrics and some data in there, which is super handy. So what I'll do, I'll go through and I'll start picking out ideas that look reasonable for my YouTube channel. So you can see all sorts of questions in here that people are answering. Can Perplexity write code? Could be an easy video about how to write code with Perplexity. Again, we've got other questions in here. How is Perplexity different from ChatGPT? One of the sections I like in Answer Socrates as well is this comparisons tab, because comparisons are always really big search terms. People, asking this versus that, Perplexity versus ChatGPT, for example, Perplexity-like tools. Again, here we've got Perplexity versus ChatGPT. So these are potential good search terms that I'll be scooping up. And one of the things here, when you've got the data behind them as well, we can see volume is 9,900 of people are searching for this search term every month. So that's a pretty high volume that we could start targeting, which is really nice. We've also got deeper ones in here, Perplexity versus ChatGPT versus Claude, Perplexity versus Grok. These are all great ones that I can start copying and pasting straight into my Word document here. Now, the next tool, if you use up all your free searches on Answer Socrates, we can go to one called People Also Ask, which is pulling information from the People Also Ask section on Google. So if we search the word perplexity on Google, you'll get this People Also Ask section here, which is just lists and lists of questions that people are searching for on Google. And the likelihood is they're searching for these on Google and they're searching for them on YouTube. So this is a great source of inspiration as well. And this tool Also Ask basically pulls information from those question areas on Google to give us great. And when we run our search, again, it's got 2 or 3 searches, 2 credits. You get 3 searches a day on this tool. We get a list of questions that people are asking and querying around the internet. So again, this is a really simple tool. Just go through these, start picking out questions that you think would be good YouTube topics for your channel. We can also double down again and go on to something called Answer the Public, which actually searches for questions everywhere around the web. You can see it does Google, it does Instagram, and it does YouTube. It looks at YouTube's 3.3 billion searches a day to get data for you. So again, I'll switch it to the United States just because that's going to have the biggest sort of volumes of search terms, and start searching our seed keyword perplexity again. And again, this is a free 3 searches a day, and you'll see how many ideas actually come up once you actually get the results. So again, we can see here, there's tons and tons of questions, keywords to start picking through, start finding ideas for our channel. As you scroll down, you'll get this actually People Also Ask section from Google as well, which we had on that last tool, but slightly lighter version. We've also got AI prompts that are coming in now. So if you want your videos to show up in AI tools as well, you could start making videos specifically for these AI prompts that people are making. And we've got our organic search keywords here as well again, and social media specifically for YouTube. So we can actually see some of the YouTube searches that people are coming up with. Again, if you want more data and more results, you can upgrade to the paid version of this tool. But because I'm showing you several different tools to use, then you probably won't need to if this is your first set of keyword research for your channel. Now, because I run an SEO consultancy, I help a lot of businesses actually with this sort of stuff, getting to the top of Google, getting to the top of YouTube. So I have access to a more professional tool called SEMrush, which is specifically a keyword research tool. But while it is expensive, you can get a 7-day free trial to actually do all your research in one batch and then not actually have to pay for the tool. So you can see here, I've put my keyword into SEMrush here and actually then started filtering down and looking at some keywords. Now, I wanted to actually make how-to videos around perplexity because I find they do really well. People on YouTube love how-to demonstrations. So I've just made a filter on the tool here to only show me keywords with the word how-to in it. And then we get a nice list of keywords that actually could be really good. And for example, one picked out here, how to get Perplexity Pro for free. We can grab that. That's probably quite a good video topic to actually go and make content on that we found really quickly. How does Perplexity compare to ChatGPT? how to rank on Perplexity AI, businesses who want to show up at the top of this AI search tool. So there's all sorts of awesome ideas in here for you to start using. Now, the other place I want you to look as well is in the YouTube bar itself. You'll know that when you make a search on YouTube, you get this drop down of suggested topics. These are already search terms that other people are using that YouTube is trying to suggest to you. Now, we have Perplexity as our main overriding keyword or search term that we're trying to drill down into. So we've got loads of ideas on here already. Or we can extend our search term a little bit and say, like, I know that, as I said before, versus and comparison terms are really good search terms on YouTube. People want comparison videos. And when we add that little versus in there, we actually get a list of awesome videos that you can see here. Claude, ChatGPT-4, Perplexity versus ChatGPT versus Gemini, Perplexity versus Grok, Perplexity versus Google, Perplexity. It goes on and on and on. These are all awesome video ideas that if you scoop them all up and start making videos on them, you're probably going to do pretty well. But we actually need to grab all of these and then actually start spotting the best opportunities, which is what I'm going to show you next. So now you have your list of keywords. Don't just blindly go and start making videos on them. We actually need to filter for gaps and the best opportunities. As I said at the start, if you're making videos in really competitive topics, then it's going to be really hard for you to rank at the top because the bigger channels are going to scoop up all that action. So to see whether one of these search terms is worth going after, I'm going to grab one of them from my list. I'm actually going to start filtering and working out. So if I search this one, Perplexity features, we'll actually start to see whether this is a competitive keyword score or not. Now, to help you out with this, there's a really great tool called vidIQ, which gives you this little sidebar here, which actually scores whether a keyword is good or not. Now it says volume 47, competition low, so it's like okay. I don't find it 100% accurate because often low competition doesn't always tell the same story. It's not always that accurate, but it gives you a little measure to start with. But I actually want to start analyzing the search results. So our keyword is Perplexity features. So I'm looking, are there other videos from big creators that are actually addressing this keyword directly? And we can see straight away that, yeah, there kind of is. Okay, learn Perplexity in under 10 minutes. Perplexity AI features. We've got Perplexity AI features. The keyword is in the title. These videos are targeting this keyword. If someone wants to find out about this information, then there's some big videos from some big creators, 600,000, 300,000 subscribers. It's going to be really hard for me to outdo even these 4 or 5 videos on the search results, especially as a small channel. So what I'm looking for are keywords that don't have videos specifically optimized or targeting those search terms. So if we go back to our list, we'll take another search and we'll go for Perplexity versus Gemini and do this search. Now, straight away, I can see there is one at the top here from a pretty big channel that is addressing that search term. The overall score is pretty similar to our last one. Now, if we scroll down, actually, we can see that we get some shorts. So shorts tend to be pushed into search results. Generally, I notice if there's not any YouTube long videos that are actually addressing this search term. But often when people are searching for information, they want more than a quick 20 or 30-second clip on it. Then we've got the ultimate battle of AI. And this is kind of addressing this subject, but it's addressing multiple bits of AI software rather than one. And you see the title's not super optimized for this search term. As we scroll down, there is actually a video from me that I did. But one thing important is Google Gemini versus Perplexity deep research. So I'm talking even deeper on this level. I've gone actually into one-on-one comparison feature rather than tool overall comparison. And so someone searching this search term probably wants more than just the deep research features compared. They actually probably want a broader comparison of the two tools. And as we scroll down, we don't have that many other videos that are actually doing that direct comparison. There's actually only one video that's directly addressing this. And if you wanted to go really deep into your research, you could go and watch these videos, look at the quality, work out how you could make yours better. I won't go into that now because that's a whole different subject for a video. So we can go back to our spreadsheet here and say, actually, yeah, this is a pretty good subject. Like, it's not that well optimized. There's not that much competition in search that we can actually make a good video, actually outrank myself with a more direct video answering that question. Now, I've only got a small list of keywords here. You might have hundreds of here to go through, but if you start going through this process, you should have dozens of videos ready to go. So now you have your keyword. Step 3, you need to make the video. So what do you need to keep in mind, or how do you go about creating these videos? Honestly, there's not that much genius or anything special you have to do. Now, one important factor is that YouTube algorithm will actually be able to read the transcript of your video and pick out what you're talking about. So one of the big tips is to make sure you mention your keyword and your subject early on in the video so it's quickly understood what your video is about. So in my example, where we were talking about Perplexity versus Gemini as our video idea, you could easily just start your video with, in this video, we're going to compare Perplexity versus Gemini. And straight away, we've got our keyword in early on. And honestly, then just make your video. Don't try and think about search terms or this and that. Just make the video as you would, do a great job, and get it ready to publish. It really is that simple. You don't need to overthink this step. Now, once you've made your video, you obviously need to publish it to YouTube. And this is where most people start with their search engine optimization on YouTube. But honestly, if you've done these steps before and actually found a good topic and a good keyword to go after, this becomes way easier and you don't need to get lost in such minutia. People go into such detail here, but they're kind of wasting their time if the initial idea and keyword is completely wrong. So you'll upload your file, obviously. And one of the things you'll notice on my video file is just a little thing. This is a little tip that's going to help, but it's not the be all and end all if you don't do it, is the file name. Name it your keyword, Perplexity versus Gemini. It's a direct indication to YouTube what your video is about. Now, there are several other places we need to make sure our keyword is. And the first place is in our title, because this is firstly telling the user what our video is about, and secondly, telling YouTube exactly what our video is about again. So again, you can see here, we'll just put in Perplexity versus Gemini, which is actually better. You don't need to overthink this as well. Obviously, spend time crafting your title to be clickable and sort of engaging to readers, but we want to make sure our exact keyword is in that title somewhere. Some people put it first, some people put it in the brackets afterwards. You don't want to put it in there twice. You don't want to stuff it in there. You want it to feel natural and not sort of overly aggressive stuffed in there. Next, your video description. Again, you want to make sure you're getting your keywords into your video description. You might mention it in certain different ways. So you might say Perplexity versus Gemini, comparing Perplexity and Gemini, Gemini against Perplexity, which is better, Perplexity or Gemini. You might get lots of different ways of actually talking about your keyword. You could just go over to ChatGPT and ask it, can you write me an SEO optimized YouTube description for my video about Perplexity versus Gemini? Use keyword variations in there, and it's going to write you a nice YouTube description for your video. Also, because I record in Riverside, I'll actually take my transcript from my video, put it in there just to give it context about what my video is about, and then just copy and paste that or edit it, make sure it makes sense, obviously, and put that into your description. Boom. Now, there's one other massive thing you can do here, and that's your timestamps, because timestamps actually help pick out certain parts of YouTube videos in YouTube search and Google search. And showing up in Google search is actually super helpful. If I search Perplexity versus Gemini, you can see here that actually that video or that competitor that we're going against is actually showing high up in the search results in the AI overview there. Plus, actually, my video that was actually talking about deep research capabilities is actually in there as well, although it's only a small segment of what the information someone would be looking for. But as you scroll down as well, you'll see that actually videos show up in normal search results as well. And more to my point, specific timestamps of the video of the direct comparison are coming and being brought out into various search results. So it's important to get your timestamps accurate and optimized for your keywords. So you could go through your video, make sure you got your timestamps nicely in there and say like Perplexity versus Gemini introduction, Perplexity's main features, whatever makes sense to put in there. You can sort of work your keywords and your main topics into your timestamps as you go. But it's an often slept on area that people don't talk about. Again, I've got the vidIQ extension running here, which actually gives us a thumbnail preview. For some reason, it's given me a suggestion in another language, Spanish perhaps. But usually it will give you an optimized description as well if it understands what your video is about. Thumbnail, obviously, make sure you have a nicely packaged thumbnail, and also give the file name of your thumbnail, put your keyword in there as well. It's not going to massively change things, but it's just an extra little 1% that might be, if all things are equal between two videos, that might just give you the nudge over a competitor. And finally, we can go down to tags. Now, tags, again, they play a small role. They're not the be-all and end-all for SEO, but again, it's another 1% that if you are competing, it's going to help you bring more relevance to your video in the algorithm's eyes. As you can see, tags play a minimal role, but whilst we're here, we may as well actually do it. So again, first things first, we need to just make sure we put our keyword in our tags. Super simple, Perplexity versus Gemini. And again, I've got the vidIQ extension running here, so it actually gives us ideas that we can actually put our keywords in here. We could write it the other way. There's also a useful tool for this called Rapid Tags that will help generate these tags for you automatically. Use tag generator here, go in, put your keyword in there, and it's going to give you a list of tags that you can literally just copy, maybe siphon off any that aren't relevant and put them into your description here to add on, and just delete a few that don't quite fit. And honestly, it's as simple as that. That's all you need to do to optimize your video. You can go through the next sections and everything and the visibility, but as long as you've got your topic correct, you've got your main keyword in your title, your description, into your timestamps, and potentially in your thumbnail name and tags, those are the core sections that you need to optimize. There's not really any crazy secrets to it. Start by getting a big list of search terms that people might be searching for. Use all those tools that I've gone through in this video. Then go through, analyze each keyword and work out whether you actually have a chance to rank for it. If there's loads of other big channels actually creating content on that keyword and subject, then avoid it. If there's no one and there's a massive gap, then great, that's going to be easy. If there's only one video or other small channels, then that's a really good opportunity. Making the video, make sure to mention your keyword early on in the video so we know what it's about, so the algorithm can immediately find out what the video is about in your transcript. And then just simple optimizations to the video, keywords in the title, in the description, in your timestamps, file names, and in the tags. And it's as simple as that. Follow that 4-step process and you will be guaranteed to get views on YouTube. And the beauty of search is it goes on forever. So you don't just have that initial boost of a discovery or the algorithm, you actually pick up in search results for years, potentially decades to come, if it's an evergreen piece of content that is always relevant. And the more SEO videos that you produce, the more it compounds and the more your views, YouTube revenue, subscribers all start to compound as well.